This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, we began last time on managerial accounting. And if we look at the screen, we talked about the fact that managerial accounting, different from financial accounting, was for internal use for managers, employees, etc., as opposed to external use. And it would be on a segment basis as opposed to a whole organization basis as we look to solve things there. And a lot of it's going to be a future emphasis as opposed to historical. Now, we're starting off with a future emphasis, but we'll be moving with a historical emphasis, but we're going to be moving to a future perspective as we work on your projects. So, Buford, did you see anything in there for submission form for project?
I did. I think I did see some. Let me look. I did see something about projects.
Okay. And we start with the job order system, then we'll move to the process costing job order first, and then process costing. And we said our goal is to determine initially how much an item costs us. Nobody tells us that. We have the managerial accounting cycle, and we'll get back to it today somewhat. But we're this week focusing on part one of that cycle, determining unit product cost, selling price. So that's a starting point, and you have to understand this because the information calculated here must be correct as it's reflected in the journal entries that we make, which will be the next thing we'll look at. After that is similar, posting to the ledger. We have the new accounts, raw materials, work in process when we don't finish producing something, and finished goods. And we have this manufacturing overhead account. Prepare the trial balance and financial statements. We have two new statements, cost of goods manufactured, which looks at and calculates the cost of items manufactured this period and cost of goods sold. Then our traditional income statement, statement of retained earnings, balance sheet, statement of cash flows. Now you all got off easy with your problem this time, your comprehensive problem, but that won't happen this time coming up. So you all had a simple one to do. It'll be a little more involved on the next one. So I'll get that to you all within a week so you all can begin starting early. So there won't be any excuses. The product cost is always direct materials, direct labor, manufacturing overhead. That's all we're talking about pretty much in manufacturing and accounting. The period costs are from financial accounting, marketing and selling, administration, and interest expenses. And then we got into determining the per unit cost. And we said that we got to get this on the cost of one item. We got to get it down to how much does it cost to make one item, as you will on your project. And your project is due on Monday, so you got one no class period to get that. Submission of your project by your team is 25 points. And if you don't submit, you can't get those 25 points. And if it's late, I'm going to take off points. But all you got to do is, submit me a picture of what you're making and talk about that. That's a very, very easy 25 points. So we said with raw materials, those are the key items that go into making the product. Easy to identify. Direct labor, easy to identify. More difficult was the overhead, depreciation, utility, tax, insurances, rolling expenses, indirect labor, and supplies. Because these costs occur all during the year, so we don't know exactly what they are, so we have to estimate them. And then in terms of allocating them, there are ways that we do it, but we do it based on how many units we're going to make, but we may not make all those units. And so we have to make some adjustments. And we looked at this simple example, product costing 100, we're making 100,000 units, the selling price is 3 times the product cost. The raw materials were 2 at 15, 30, labor 3 at 10, 30. The manufacturing overhead, we said we could, get it simple in terms of dividing the total cost by 100,000, 6. So total unit cost 66 and 198. But we can't do that because we may not make 100,000. So a lot of times we're going to use these labor hours. So let me ball that. And we're going to come up with a predetermined overhead rate, and we're going to apply it based on the labor hours, because that's going to more approximate what's going on, not the 100,000 that we make. And so we had these, and we had this format also. We talked a little bit more about overhead, and so you should have read this. It's estimated we get a predetermined overhead rate. When we get ready to make journal entries, that's when that predetermined overhead rate will come in for us to allocate the overhead. And so I gave you a template to calculate the predetermined overhead rate and the overhead cost. So predetermined overhead rate is one item we calculate to make a journal entry, but the unit manufacturing overhead cost is what goes into costing the product to get the selling price. So we had these examples and we looked at those, and we worked through those, and you'll have some to work at today. Are there any questions on anything we talked about last time or anything I've said so far today? Okay, so Buford, here's your costs.
Why you gotta single me out? I was gonna ask you a question. We can. Okay, go ahead. What you say?
I want you to, you think you could put this in Excel for me?
Can I put it in Excel?
Mm-hmm. Would Excel be evil? Let me ask you, is Excel easy to work with, or is this Word?
Okay. Do you just want me to copy this into Excel?
No, I want you to copy it. I could copy it, but the lines are going to be off.
Yeah, it is, because I tried doing that before. Okay, let me go into Excel.
But just look at it and see, and we'll see how things go. I'm trying to have you work with Excel because you just got to be able to do that.
But do you want me to make those tables and stuff? You want me to just do the whole thing like that, or how do you want me to set it up?
Just like this, but it would be on, I guess you just do it on one page, I guess.
But you want me to make those tables too, correct?
Yeah.
Or no? Yeah. See, that's going to take me a minute. I'm not that proficient. I'm still in the beginner stage.
You told me you were proficient.
I'm still in the beginner stage, though.
Is there anybody else who's proficient? Speak now or forever hold your peace in terms of your proficiency in Excel.
Well, I'm going to say beginner for me, but I know a little something.
Okay. Well, we have it both ways, but we had an alumnus talking, and he was saying how he wished he utilized Excel more. And so, like a lot of times, your instruction, working problems. You work them out and you get an answer, but you're not, you may not be utilizing Excel to the extent that's expected. Now, Buford, have you had a finance course yet?
No,
Okay, so
but I know I have to be proficient in Excel for sure as a
okay,
finance major.
yeah, I'm just curious as in terms of the utilization. Yeah, you got to accounting and finance majors have to, and your management majors and marketing majors also. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through and fill out this sheet today, and see the way I have this set up. 4 on a sheet, and then we can come back.
Okay, you know what confused me, Professor? Go up to the top. Was you asking for the, okay, that part. Do we fill out that last?
Yeah, you fill out
This
that
part?
last. You fill this out last, but it's the first thing I want to see.
Oh, see, I was confused on that. So, okay.
So yes, you fill this out last. Then we're going to see how these answers are varying.
Can
So
we? Oh, go ahead.
who's up first today?
I'll go.
Lagarde?
I'll go.
Okay, so Lagarde, you up first, right?
No, that's McCaskill.
McCaskill's up first.
Yeah, I'll go. That's fine with me.
Which one did you work?
I had 10-6B.
Oh, McCaskill is speaking. Okay,
Yes, sir.
got it now. Okay, so he has, so I guess since he's ready for his points and everything, we'll just start on 10-6 and do that first then. How does that sound? So we're going to do 10-6 first. And so McCaskill has to be, so the first thing he's going to do is tell us the assumptions. So what's the quantity that we want to produce or something?
Hold on, I'm pulling my stuff up here, trying to see it.
Yeah, I don't want you just to give me an answer. No more. We need to explain it to everybody. Just kind of need to see and go from the beginning. So we're starting off with these assumptions first that are given to you.
Okay.
Buford, you don't have those assumptions for him right quick?
Yeah, I can give it to him.
Please. My computer's moving slow.
Your quantity is $20,000.
Right.
Quantity is how many you make it. Where you get $20,000 from?
On 10C, it's a quantity $20,000. SP multiplied
No,
three.
It's
I'm gonna
20,000, not dollars. That's what threw me off.
Oh, sorry, not 20,000. I'm saying dollars. 20,000. My bad.
So make 20,000.
20,000.
Selling price multiple.
It's
3.
3. Oh,
Oh,
I got
you
it.
got it up there. He can see
Yeah,
it.
I got it. Thank you.
Raw material ink.
Raw materials ink was 2 at $10, and raw material paper was 2 at $10. Direct labor after that was it was gonna be 2 hours, and direct labor rate is $12, and the estimated overhead is $160,000.
So it takes you 2 hours to make it.
Right.
So you multiply and divide.
Oh, you multiply.
Okay. And our estimated overhead is $160,000. So all of this is given. So the first thing we want to do is get to what the product costs.
Right.
So this is a summary here. So you see this is a summary. So we're going to go into part 1, unit direct cost materials, then we're going to come back and put it in the summary for materials, labor, and overhead. So I put the total product cost here. So notice how we're setting it up. These are the answers that I'm looking for. Unit cost, selling price, POR. Then come the assumptions. Then comes the total cost, which is going to feed up. But now we got to get to the details of the total cost. So we said the ink was what, how many?
2 at 10.
So the ink quantity was 2. The unit cost was 10. So the total ink cost is what?
Total ink cost is 20.
Then paper is what?
The same rate, 2 at 10.
2 at 10. So that is 20. Did I get a bit too high? So that's 20. And so what's our total raw material cost?
64, I'm sorry.
What's our total cost of raw materials under the A assumption? Just raw materials.
Just raw materials is 32. Wait, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Your paper is 20. How much is 20 and 20?
40.
It's 40, right?
Yeah, that's typically 40. So now we have this number in. Now we need our direct labor number. Our labor rate is what?
$12 an hour.
They're being paid $12 an hour. Our productivity rate is what? 2 hours.
2 hours for one.
And therefore, since it takes more than an hour, we're going to multiply. So what is our total cost for labor?
24.
4.
Okay.
So this is why I wanted to just go through all the way. So now we can move the $24 up. So I'm giving you the format that you'll be using on your quiz on Tuesday.
On Monday?
Monday, yeah, you're right. Where you only will have 15 minutes at the start of the period, too. You got 15 minutes to do it. Now we're ready for overhead. So what's the total overhead?
160,000.
So the total overhead we said was 160,000. Quantity.
Then that is 20,000.
Our labor productivity rate is what?
2 hours.
2 hours. So what's the total hours going to be to make it?
40,000 hours.
40,000 hours. So what's our predetermined overhead rate going to be?
4.
How we get 4?
Because you divide 160,000 by the 40,000, and that is 4.
That gives us 4. Okay. So 4 is the answer that comes all the way up here. Okay. 4. Now I need the unit manufacturing overhead costs. So what am I going to do now? I need 6.
Yo, the POR that you just got for 5 is multiplied by the productivity rate, which is line 3. So that would be 4 times 2 hours, which will give you 8.
Okay, 4 times 2. So that gives us 8. Now we're going to take the 8 and we're going to put the 8 here. So what is our total unit product cost?
$8.
I got to add all these 3 together.
Oh, I'm sorry. What's that? 64 plus 8 is that 72?
I'm assuming you're correct. Correct. Is that right, Buford, since you got them all worked out?
How you know I got them all worked out? That's right.
72. So now we take the 72 up here. What's our selling price multiple?
Um,
So what's our selling price going to be?
it was 3. So then 72 times 3 is 216.
216. Any question by anybody on what he did? Put the assumptions in, and we work those assumptions to come up with estimated unit cost, which gives us selling price, which is from sales journal entry. This is what we use. I've got to have a selling price for the bookstore. Okay, so I can't wait to the end of the year. So I have to, but my costs need to be accurate if I'm going to make money. And that's where a lot of businesses operate. They have to, get this item produced. They don't have all the costs incurred. So they kind of need to be accurate on what this cost is so they can sell it. If they don't have all the costs in, suppose we left out the overhead costs, then down the road we're going to lose money. So if we didn't have the overhead costs in there, our selling price would just be $64. We'd only cover raw materials and labor. And then when the 160,000 came due, we wouldn't have any money to cover it. Is that understood?
Yes. Can you go down, Professor?
Okay. Further?
Mm-hmm.
Further?
Yep. I want to wait. Go back up 20,002 and then 40.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, keep going down.
Yes, we're at the end now.
4, then 8. Okay, I was just trying to get the next one.
Does anybody else have any questions? No, we'll get him a cancel his 5 points. He volunteered and everything. Who's next? Since we're on the B1, who next one
I
today?
can do D if you want me to.
You can do D. All right, well, let's do D then.
Okay. You put the little chart over. Never mind. I can just pull up the chart myself.
Make this D here. So So we need to put your assumptions in.
Mm-hmm. And are you just gonna copy it?
Let me see if it'll work. Is that it?
Oh, right. Yep.
Okay. So I just copied those assumptions in for her, so it wouldn't take that much time. There should not be any questions on that. Let me go ahead and, well, we'll just stop. We'll just put B and D in. So you're going to multiply and divide as we look
Oh, you gonna multiply?
at. Okay. So we're making 20,000. Selling price multiple still 3. Ink 3 at 10. Paper 4 at 10. Direct labor 4 per hour. Direct labor rate 12. Estimated overhead 160. So we're going to go now and start with our raw materials. How much ink? 3.
Mm-hmm.
Are you in your car?
No, that's me hitting my laptop, my buttons.
Ink, what's the unit cost?
It's 30. Oh, 10 and then 30 for the total.
Okay. Then for the paper,
4 at 10, it'll be 40,
so what's our total unit cost for paper?
70.
So now we take the 70 and put it right here. So calculate. So in D, what's our labor rate?
In 4 hours.
Now I say rate of pay.
12.
So we're paying them $12 an hour.
Yes.
Okay. Now productivity rate is what?
4.
Or what? Per hour, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if it's 4 per hour, then what we're going to do here?
Oh, divide.
That's not what you said earlier.
I know.
So
So it's 3.
So if you can make more than 1 in an hour, you divide. So here it took 2 hours. We multiply. Here, because it took 2 hours to make one, here it was 4 per hour. So we divide. So we're going to bring that 3 and put that here. Now we need to do the overhead.
$160.
So total overhead shows 160.
Mm-hmm.
Quantity to be produced.
20,000.
Labor productivity rate.
So would I still keep 4 or do I put 3?
You don't say 4
So
per
okay.
hour.
I still do keep 4
But when
per
it's
hour.
2, when you see the
Now I
difference,
divide though.
you
because
know that it's going to take more. But now when you see this 4 per hour,
hmm
then you know it's time to do how many hours it's going to take to make it.
So now I would divide, right? And it would be 5,000.
Correct.
Okay, yeah, so I did do it right. Okay.
So, okay. So anytime it takes that extra number of hours, you divide.
hmm
Okay. So what's our POR going to be?
32.
How you get 32?
Don't I divide 160 divided by 5,000?
Correct. Just ask 32.
That's how I got 32.
All right. So that then becomes one of the answers. Predetermined overhead rate, 32. So now we need the unit cost. So what's our,
And I got 8.
how'd you get 8?
I did, how did I get that up here? I did 32 divided by 4.
Okay, because whenever you got this per, you divide. So we're going to divide 4, we get 8 as a unit cost of raw materials. So if we put an 8 here, cost,
Oh, 81.
so the 81 comes up here. What's our selling price multiple?
That's
3.
when I do 8 times 3, right?
Correct.
24. So 81.
243 maybe?
You said 8 times 3, right?
81 times 3. You said 8 times.
81 times 3. My bad. It's 243. Wait, how did we get 81? From there. Okay. Keep that right there so I can see.
Sure.
Total cost 70. Okay, I got it.
And the 81 comes up here. We go down here and get the selling price multiple. How we get our 8? Who else do we have on the index?
Can you go down a little?
Want me to go down a little?
Mm-hmm. Okay, I got that. Wait, slow up. Let me just make sure. Oh, that's what I didn't do. I did 48 instead of 3. Okay. Can you go back down? Can you keep going down? I just want to make sure I got everything right.
So you have some of the numbers wrong?
Yeah, I times 12 times 4, but everything else I had right. So I didn't divide. I gotta remember to divide when I see per hour. Let me put that.
So if you didn't do that, then what's going to be wrong?
My numbers at the top. That's why I asked you, how did you get 81 and 243?
When 81 is wrong, then what? Selling price is going to be wrong.
How did we get that selling price? Where did that come from again? Our 70, and then when we times it by 3.
Selling price multiple, 3, correct. So this is why, I spend this first week on this. It sounds simple to do, and it is. But if you make a mistake, You'll have a lot of journal entries off. Because the difference here is that I won't be telling you the numbers for the journal entry. You've got to calculate. This is the first calculation typically for every problem. So if you got this calculation wrong, you'll have a number of entries that'll be incorrect. Okay, next.
I'll go.
This is Jenkins. Which one you have, Jenkins?
10-6A.
10-6A. So let's see if we can put your assumptions in for 10-6A. So, I'm just putting the assumptions in. Of course, you'd get a chart with these in, but I'm just showing you how to get there. So he's got 20,000 multiple 3 to a 10, 1 to 10. It's direct labor hour productivity is 1, direct labor rate 12. Are you multiplying or dividing?
I'm multiplying.
Okay. Okay, so let's just see if we can put in our starting point is to put what in?
Raw material.
We're going to put the raw material. So the ink is going to be what?
2 at 10, the total 20.
Paper.
1 at 10, the total 10. The total of it all 30.
We got that, and we can drop that 30 in here as the cost of the raw materials. Now we're ready for the direct labor cost. What's our rate of pay?
$12 an hour. You make 1 an hour. Then you multiply 12 by 1, your answer 12.
Okay. So this is one of the easier ones. Now we need our unit overhead cost. So we go to our chart here. What's our total overhead?
160,000. Then you put 20,000 as your quantity. You can make 1 an hour. Multiply that by that, that's 20. Multiply 20 by 1. 20,000 by 1, 20,000.
So what's our POR going to be?
8. 160,000 divided by 12. 20,000.
So we divide 160 by 20, we get 8.
Then multiply 8 by 1, you get 8.
Our productivity rate is going to be 8 also. So with the POR, we have our answer for the POR, 8.
The selling price, oh,
So I got to get the cost first. Unit overhead cost is what?
50.
How much?
Oh, 8. That's 8.
So our total cost is what?
50.
And so we got our 50 there. Our selling price bulk is what?
3. So answer 150.
Any questions by anybody? Can everybody do these now? Crowder, can you do this now? Corey, can you do this now?
Yes, sir.
Nicholas? And who's this? Deljani, can you do it? Are you here? Speak up so I know if you're here. Crowder, are you here? That's Mark Crowder absent then.
I'm here. Like my stuff is just acting up.
Well, all right. Just say it's acting up so I know you're here. Well, just tell me, can you do it or not? Just say yes or no.
Professor Boyd, check the chat. I think Nicholas said no.
Okay, so let's look at the chat. So Nicholas said no. So what are you saying, Crowder?
I can do it.
Yes or no? Put it in the chat.
Yes.
Let's Buford can interpret. So Crowder says yes. So Crowder, since you say yes, we will let's see. Nicholas had a so Crowder, you can work on yours and put yours in the chat. We're gonna go to 10.5 since Clifton understands. So we'll change this to 10.5 now. And how will I change it? Let's see. So we changed this to 10.5 now. So I need to take all of these out. Okay, Clifton, so we're ready for you. So you have which one, Clifton B?
I forgot which one I had, but I could do it right now. You tell me. I had turned in something. I don't know what I turned in. It was something, but I did something.
Clifton. Corey.
I don't. I know. I'm sorry. I forgot, but at least I didn't just not do nothing.
All right, you were assigned B based on my sheet here. So I'm gonna
Okay. So let's do it. I got you.
we're putting assumptions in.
Okay.
So Nicholas says he has trouble. So your job is to explain this so Mr. Nicholas can, Miss Nicholas can then work. I think that's the D one. So you explain this so that the next person can just go from there and work it out.
Okay.
These are the assumptions. What's the first thing you're gonna do?
Was it the unit cost?
Yes. The unit
Okay.
cost.
Okay, so yeah, and then yeah, we do that. And then first we're supposed to look at the amount for the raw material. Yeah,
So we're gonna do raw materials first.
raw materials first. Yeah.
And what's our ink numbers?
What does it say? I can't see. Oh, we're looking at B.
Well, need some here. We on B.
Okay, so the ink is two. It's gonna be two. It's gonna be two for a unit. So 2 times 5 is 10, and then the paper is 10. So yeah,
1,000
that's 10. Yeah, my bad.
is 1 and 10.
And then yeah, 1 and 10.
So what's our so the total cost of paper is 10.
Mm-hmm.
It's our total raw materials cost.
20.
So we're gonna do it to 20.
We're gonna we're supposed to put that somewhere. I know that.
So we're gonna bring this up here.
Yeah, bring that there, yeah.
Total product cost. What we're gonna do next?
Okay, then we're gonna go over to the labor. We're gonna do the labor part.
Okay, so what's the labor rate?
And so it says 2 hours. Okay, so that part I got confused. It just says 2 hours. So is it
That's the productivity rate.
so
Take
okay, so is it 2 books an hour or is it one book for 2 hours?
It says 2 hours. So what is 2 hours? If
It
I
just
told you that
that's two.
if I
I know
told
that's
you that 2 hours, how many hours would you study?
2 hours.
Okay.
So that was right. It will be one book per. It will be one book for 2 hours then.
You don't have any PERS.
Okay, okay. Because I was confused. I didn't know if it was 2 hours or it was two per hour. I don't know.
It says 2 hours.
Okay,
I
so
want you to work 2 hours. How much
okay,
money you want if you work 2 hours?
it would be for 2 hours $10. So it would be $5 for an hour.
I'm gonna hire you. I'm gonna hire you.
Nah, I'm not gonna do that.
If you work 2 hours for $5, I'm gonna hire you.
That's horrible. That's below minimum wage.
But you said that's what you wanted.
That's not what I want.
Well, what you want?
I would want more than $10 for 2 hours. Shoot.
Well, when you're working now, if you paid it $10 an hour and you work 2 hours, how much money are you supposed to get?
Oh, 20. Shit, I'm tripping.
Yeah, you are. Yes, you are.
I ain't gonna lie to you, Professor. Oh wait, no, let me not say that. Never mind.
Are you still working?
Oh yeah, I'm still. Yeah, what you mean?
So do you know? You know how to
No,
work
I'm just.
days right now?
My mind is somewhere else. I'm just in the clouds somewhere. So I'm just thinking about something else. I thought we had to divide. That's why. But yeah,
I
yeah.
sure hope you're not thinking about going back
Cause
to
I thought
California.
it was an hour. I thought it was an hour. No, I thought it was yeah. I still thought it was for an hour, but no, it's
Take 20 and bring it here.
yeah.
Now what we got to do?
Okay, so we got that part.
What you gonna
Hold
do
on,
next?
hold on, wait. And so yeah, we divide.
We got the raw materials. We got the labor. We need what now?
Oh yeah, the overhead costs. Okay.
So
Okay,
what's
so now
overhead? It's what?
80,000.
Total overhead is 80,000. What's the quantity to be produced?
4,000.
The productivity rate is what? 2. Nothing else, just 2. So if it takes us 2 hours to make one, how many hours is it gonna take us to make 4,000?
8,000.
8,000. So what's our POR gonna be?
10,000. Oh wait, no, I'm wrong. Wait, hold on, wait. 80 divided
The POR is line
by
1.
10. It's 10. It's 10. It's 10. It's 10. It's
Line
10.
1 divided by line 4, that's 10.
Yes, sir.
So then what we're gonna do to 10?
Oh, hold on, wait.
What about answers,
We
right?
multiply 10 by the
We're gonna get one answer in here since this is what I'm grading. So we have one answer in there. All right, so now let's go back over here. Got one answer up there because I'm only grading the top part. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Now we need the unit manufacturing cost. What you gonna do now?
Multiply 10 by um go up a little bit.
Line 3.
Yeah. 2.
So we multiply the POR times whatever is on line 2 if it takes 1 or more hours. So that's gonna be 2 times 10 gives us what?
20. And then we add that. So the 20 plus yeah,
You had 3 $20 bills. How much money would you have?
60.
So now we got this number here.
Mm-hmm.
What's gonna go here?
180.
How you get 180?
You multiplied it by the selling price, which is 3. The
Selling
multiple selling price.
rate.
Yeah.
Okay. So Nicholas, you had D. Are you ready to try now? What is Nicholas putting in the chat?
He said he's having trouble understanding. And then Crowder said Conda, yeah. Yeah.
What did Crowder say?
She said kinda. So I guess she's kinda understanding. Just run it again, Professor, one more time. Just let them just do it again.
All right, well, let's do the A one then. And we'll let you do the A one then.
All
So if
right.
you do it, then you should understand it. And so you're going to explain it better to them this time so they can do the D one.
All right.
So the first thing we do is what? We get our assumption, we copy them, and we add them in. So we have our assumptions in. We make it 4,000. Selling price multiple is 4. The ink is 2 at 5. The paper is 1 at 10. So our direct labor, our productivity is 1 hour. Direct labor rate is 10. Estimated overhead is 80,000. So we multiply and divide in this one.
We're multiplying as well.
Okay. So what's the first thing we're gonna do?
Head to raw materials and get the unit cost.
So what do we have on raw materials?
So there it's 2 for 5, so that's 10 for the ink.
So this is 2 at 5. So that's 10 for the ink.
And then 1 for 10.
Paper is 1 for
Yeah,
10. So what's our total paper cost?
20.
Well, I think it's 10, right?
Oh shoot, I'm tripping. 10. Yeah.
The total raw material cost is what?
Total raw, yeah, it's 20.
Okay. So what we're gonna do with the 20?
We're gonna put that up into that little chart with the 3 at the top.
Okay. So hopefully now they can see where we got these numbers.
Mm-hmm.
The ink said 2 at 5. 2 times 5 is 10.
Mm-hmm.
The paper, 1 at 10. 1 times 10 is 10. We add those two together to get the unit cost for raw materials. Do we understand that calculation? So Nichols, do you understand that?
He said yes.
Okay. Crowder, do you understand that? What is Crowder saying?
She said yes.
Okay. What's the next thing they're gonna do?
To the direct labor.
Okay, we're gonna go to direct labor. Our labor rate is what?
1 hour.
The rate, they're getting paid $10 an hour.
$10 an hour, yes, sir.
And the productivity rate is what? 1 hour.
1 hour.
So this is direct labor, should be productivity at 1 hour. So our labor is going to be what?
$10.
Unit cost of labor is 10. 10 times 1, 10. What we're going to do with the 10?
Take it to the chart.
We need to put the 10 here. And how much did we have for raw materials? 20.
It was, yes, sir.
Now we need the overhead costs. So hopefully, are they clear on the labor? Are they clear on how we got labor? Are they clear on the labor? We simply multiply 1 by 10. What we're going to do next?
So now we're gonna get the last part. The what was it called?
Unit manufacturing overhead costs and predetermined overhead rate.
Yeah, that all that.
What goes on the first line?
80,000.
So that's the 80,000 overhead.
Mm-hmm.
What goes on the second line?
The quantity. 4,000.
Quantity to be produced, 4,000. So the first two things in this chart, total overhead 80,000 there. Quantity to be produced 4,000 there. Now we need our direct labor hour productivity. I'm over a column on there. Need to,
And so that's just one, right?
right.
Okay.
I should have been over here. Okay, so let's see where we're getting the direct labor productivity from right here. So this is direct labor. Maybe I should just put the productivity in here. So the direct labor productivity is 1 hour. So hopefully they see the first three things on the chart. Total over 1,000 here. Total quantity to be produced 4,000 here. Direct labor productivity in this line. Do they see those three numbers? It's Crowder and Nichols. Nichols see those three numbers.
And they say yes.
So the next thing we're doing is coming up with the total estimated hours. So if it takes us 1 hour to make an item and we got to produce 4,000, how many hours is it going to take?
Wait, what you say? That's just you multiply. So you multiply those 2 and 3, and then it's gonna be 4,000.
It takes us an hour to make the item. We got to make 4,000. 1 times 4 is 4,000.
Correct.
4,000 hours. Then our POR is line 1 divided by line 4.
20.
So once we come up with this number, 1 divided by line 4 gives us the POR of 20. See if they can do that now. Can they get the 20? And they see that 80,000 line 1 divided by 4,000. The 4,000 is simply quantity times that labor productivity rate gives us 20. Now we're going to take 20, go all the way to the top. We got one number in the box, 20. Now we need what, Clifton?
The matter of fact, number 6, right? Oh, we already do that one right now? No.
Gotta do
So
number 6.
we multiply the POR, which is 20, by 3, which is what was it?
Multiply the POR by the productivity rate, line 3. So we got to go to line 3 and see what's on line 3. What's on line 3?
1.
1. So what's 1 times 20?
20.
So we're gonna do it to 20.
So we add that, we take that up to the chart, right?
What chart?
Yeah, that one right there. Right there.
So
And then you add that up.
how much is that?
50.
So we calculate the raw materials, then we calculate the labor, then we get that unit overhead cost from our biggest chart, add them all up, we now have the total unit product cost. What we're gonna do with the 50?
You multiply the 50. Well, let me see, what was the number?
50, what you gonna do with the 50?
I'm sorry, what you say?
What are you gonna do with the 50? What's the first thing you're gonna do with the 50?
You supposed to multiply by the number, right?
Not yet.
Okay, well, you take it up to the chart.
To the first chart.
To the first chart, okay.
Chart. Here, put $50.
Okay, yeah.
Then our selling price multiple is what?
4, which is 200.
So why don't we call this the answer chart? Does that help some?
Yes, that does.
So this is the answer chart and reflects, what we're trying to do, what the answers that we're trying to get. We're trying to find 3 things: unit cost, selling price, predetermined overhead rate. So this is the answer chart. These are the assumptions. Then this is the total unit product cost chart. And the product unit cost chart, those items come from part 1, direct materials cost, part 2, direct labor cost, and part 3, unit manufacturing overhead costs. Okay. Then once we get those items in, get the total cost, 50, we move that up here to estimated unit cost. To get our selling price, we simply multiply the selling price multiple times that unit cost, we get 200. So how are Crowder and Nicholas coming now? Are they ready to work one?
How they gonna work one if they mic don't work?
They're working in the chat.
That's gonna take. You said what?
There's always a way. That's what that's first.
You see how long it's taking them to reply? You think I'm just saying?
What are you just saying?
I don't know.
Okay, so what we will do will be this.